Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I have a special guest, Valentine, but also my baby girl, Kiana. Look how precious she is. She's just sleeping. Baby girl is 2 weeks old tomorrow. I cannot believe it's already been 2 weeks since I've had this beautiful baby girl. So as you can tell by the title, this is gonna be my birth story video. And let me tell you, it's such a wild one. Nothing went as expected. Everything went totally unexpected, actually. And it took forever for her to get here, but she's finally here. I cannot stop staring at her. I know every new parent says that about their kid, like, can't stop staring at her, blah blah blah, but I really cannot stop staring at her. She's so adorable. She's so beautiful. So let's get started on this birth story. So I was first off due on February 27, 2020, and everything went down basically on February 21st, and so I was already like 39 weeks and some change along, and what had happened was we had to go to the hospital in the morning for a maternity tour. And I know what you're thinking, if you're due February 27th, why the heck did you go on a maternity hospital tour so late? Well, the thing is that there was some dispute in the insurance and provider thing versus the hospital that I didn't want to risk not being covered and then having to pay a hella large hospital bill. So I had to switch hospitals last minute. And so we took the tour, we pre-registered and whatnot, and then we went to do some errands. We actually purchased a exercise ball, because I know I should have purchased it like a long ass time ago, but I heard you could naturally induce your labor like by doing some exercise ball exercises. And so that's what we did. We went to go buy that, and we came home and I sat and did the exercises for like an hour or so, and then took a break, ate some fried chicken, and then next thing I knew, I went to the restroom. I went to my room to grab something, and I felt liquid, like I felt wet down there, but not in that way. And last time I asked my boyfriend's mom, like, what should I expect? Like, what is the liquid like? Like, is it thick? Is it like a certain color? I don't know, TMI. But she basically said it's like liquidy, but thick, but still liquidy. And like, that doesn't make sense if you don't know what I'm talking about, or if you're not pregnant. That description, or if you've never had that experience before, it doesn't make sense up until you have that experience and you're like, okay, yeah, it is liquidy, but it is thick, but it's still liquidy. And so it was like that, but it wasn't a lot, and it came out like I had no control over it. So I kind of had a feeling like this might be my water, but it's not like the movies, and it's not like, you know, like it's very like minimal. And so I was like, let me wait a little, maybe it was just discharge, blah blah blah. And then like a few moments later, like more came out, and so I was like, check my underwear, and liquid thick. And so I told my boyfriend, I was like, well, first I told him when the first time I felt it, I was like, I think it might be the thing. He said wait a while, and I was like, yeah, we should wait a while. And when it happened again, I was like, babe, we gotta go. Like, I think we gotta go. And my whole concern with this whole, like, you know, not knowing when I'm actually going into labor was being scared of not getting the epidural on time, because I know at a certain dilated point you can't get the epidural. And so I'm like, better go early than too late. And so we went to the hospital and they checked me out, and I was only like half a centimeter dilated. And I was like so disappointed because we had already gone to the hospital, the original hospital we were supposed to go to. We went there like twice already after false alarms, and I'm like, oh god, like I don't want to get turned down again. Like you know, it costs to go to the hospital and I'm just like getting disappointed. I want to meet her already, just a whole bunch of emotions, blah 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 blah. But then they gave me this test because I did say that I felt like my water broke, and they tested out. It's kind of like a pregnancy test, but it tests you to see if your water actually did break. Turns out it did break, and so they admitted me in, and we were kind of playing the waiting game for the longest time. And I was just not dilating. So they tried putting a balloon thing, which kind of helps speeds up the process. By the time the balloon falls out, you're supposed to, like, the dilating process is supposed to like speed up. And so that took a few hours, and finally the balloon came out, and still nothing. And at this point it was just really slow. We were actually hoping she would come on the 22nd, so the next day. The reason why is because the 22nd is actually our anniversary, and it was going to be our 6th anniversary, or it was our 6th anniversary, and we were hoping she would come on that day, which is fine. She didn't. She came the next day. But this whole time I hadn't been dilating, and because my water had been leaking, they explained it like they don't want to keep checking if I was dilating because it's an increased chance of infection, being that, you know, like something about the dryness or the wetness, so whatever. And so they had put me on Pitocin too, and they had IV'd me up and whatnot. I was there for quite some time, so there was a shift in rotation of nurses, and finally on the what day is that? See, I knew I should have recorded sooner so that I remembered all the details, but finally on the 22nd, on the 23rd, I think it was the last day. This is a sped up version. But on the last day, in the morning, finally a shift in staff. Like, all the other staff was kind of like very slow and very like we weren't getting anywhere with the staff before. Finally we got somewhere, and the doctor decided to help me by breaking my water, which we should have done to begin with. So he broke my water, and I'm trying to remember if I got the epidural first before my water broke. Okay guys, sorry, just to clarify, I got my epidural on the second day, when I was about 3 centimeters dilated, because I was feeling contractions stronger than I was earlier during the labor, but not as intense as I felt later on in labor. So yeah, second day, got the epidural before they broke my water. Finally, the doctor decided to help me by breaking my water, and then we got that, which we should have done like to begin with. I was still not dilating quick enough, and then at this point I had been on epidural for a long ass time, and I was told, the way they explained it was that I got it too early. Mind you, like, the nurse and the anesthesiologist, they were being switched, like the staff was being switched, so it was one staff saying this and then one staff saying that, and mind you, I'm not gonna say what hospital this was, but mind you, during one of these rotations, so they had turned off the Pitocin that I was on, because they had to put the balloon thing, and I guess you don't do that at the same time. And so in the shift change, in one of the shift changes, the nurse wasn't told that the balloon, like I had the balloon thing. So she was this close to putting the Pitocin back on. And she had said, okay, I'm going to put on the Pitocin. And luckily she had said that. Because then I was like, I have the balloon thing. Like, I don't think you're supposed to do the Pitocin. And then she's like, oh. Like, she was confused. Like, no one had told her. And then, like, I was getting so irritated. Because, mind you, I hadn't slept yet. I only ate a little bit. Like, at this point, I was starving. And she had said, like, oh, I usually ask the patient, like, I don't usually look at the chart. I just ask the patient, blah, blah, blah. Because they should know. And I'm like, that you should, what the hell? I'm not working. Like, you guys are working. What the heck? And so I was like, I don't know. I think you should check the chart because I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Like, I just know that there's a balloon thing in my JJ. And you're about to put this Pitocin thing that I was just told from another staff that you don't do at the same time. So why don't you go check? And she's like, I'll just go check. I was like, yeah, you go do that. But anyway, so going back to what I was saying, basically said that I've been on the epidural for too long and they didn't want to risk my body getting used to the epidural to the point that once it's time to push, like, the effects of the epidural isn't gonna really do much. So they said, the lady said she was gonna turn it off. So I was like, okay, if that's what you have to do, turn it off. Then a little bit later, another anesthesiologist came in and said, like, oh, why is this still on? And I was like, oh, we were told that she was gonna turn it off. And she's like, oh no, I think she just lowered it. So she turned it off. And from there, like, I don't remember much except for pain. Like, I was in so much pain. And apparently I was off epidural for 3 hours. For 3 hours I had no epidural on. And whatever. And then so my family, my boyfriend, we're all trying to play categories, and we're just trying to play a game to, like, get my mind off of everything. And I just remember, like, thinking, like, I think the category was, like, Disney characters, and, like, I would doze in and out, and I would say, like, Stitch, and then, like, then later I would be like, why the hell are we playing categories? And, like, then I would start yelling, and, like, oh, I was just crying in pain, and the nurse was trying to calm me down, and she was all like, not to focus on pain, blah, blah, blah. I need you to get your emotions together. Like, that's what she had said. And I was like, oh, but this shit hurts. And came a point to where it was finally time for them to check. And right before she checked, she was all like, think 5, 6. She literally grabbed my face and was like, think 5, 6 centimeters dilated, okay? If you're 5, 6 centimeters dilated, we'll give you the epidural, okay? I just need you to calm down and have your emotions together and breathe. Caitlin, breathe. Right? So she had my face like that. Like, you think I'm over exaggerating? That's really what happened. Right? And so I'm thinking 5, 6, 10. You know, it's been hella long hours. Like, it's been forever. And when I tell you, okay, so she said, think 5, 6 centimeters dilated. I'm thinking 5, 6 centimeters dilated. She goes, she checks, does her thing, and she said, you're about 4 centimeters dilated. I was like, give me the epidural. Oh my God, I was screaming, I was crying, like, my boyfriend and his family were in the room, and everyone was feeling bad for me. I was feeling bad for me. And then she's like, okay, I'm gonna give you the epidural. I'm gonna give you the you to relax. We're gonna turn back the epidural on. They're taking their sweet ass time. And yeah, so they turn on the epidural. And mind you, the shit part is, not to jump ahead, but to jump ahead. Later on, my OBG, I saw him after I gave birth. He just came to check in. And I told him, like, dang, that was such a crazy experience. Like, I can't believe I was not, like, they turned off the epidural for 3 hours. Like, that was the worst pain in my life. And his face goes, what? And I was like, what? Do you mean what? They turned off the epidural for 3 hours. I didn't have epidural for 3 hours. I explained to him, basically, their reasoning, something about, like, you know, needing to feel it at most intense, like, at the end, blah, blah. He's like, that doesn't make sense because you were also on Pitocin. And so it basically was no point of turning off the epidural. And he said that, and I was like, no point in turning off the epidural? Are you fucking with me right now? Are you fucking with me right now? And so, yeah, so later on, the nurse came and apologized and said it's unlike them to turn off the epidural like that, blah, blah, blah. They apologized. I was like, whatever. I didn't get pissed off as much as I thought because at this point I had my baby ready, blah, blah. But, oh, had they told me that before? Anyways, so she finally gave me the epidural. We waited some more hours. At this point, my water had been leaking, broken, whatever, for over 24 hours, and, like, we had to really consider getting a C-section, and, at this point, like, I was so nervous. I was so disappointed. Like, I really wanted to give labor naturally, but I was not opposed to a C-section either. If that's what we had to do, that's what we had to do. And so, yeah, I ended up needing to get a C-section. And the C-section was so crazy. So I just remember they, like, numbed my whole body. I couldn't feel my legs. I felt really, like, woozy. I felt really cold. Like, I was, like, shivering. Like, oh. I was like, I'm cold. Before then, though, so they had some intern student nurses, whatever, and they had asked for permission to be in the room and watch the procedure. And I said, yeah, give them a thumbs up, like, anything for education, whatever. I don't mind. Like, I don't care. It's not like they know me. It's not like I know them. But yeah. Anyways, we get ready. My boyfriend puts on the outfit he needs to put on for C-section.
Alright, so we're going into C-section now. First words for Kiana. We've been waiting too long. Alright, Kate.
Yeah.
Hi, we're ready to meet you. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Okay.
Hi. Hey, Katie. You okay, baby?
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Are you excited?
I'm excited. You ready to do this? Yes, Kate. You ready to see your baby?
High five, bud.
We've been waiting for.
You played us, by the way, on the 23rd.
Where's her?
You played us.
Place your bags on the way.
Supposed to come on our anniversary, and you came the day after.
I'm gonna stay with 6.
6 pounds even?
Even. 6:13. 6:13.
That's your bet?
That's your bet.
I'm gonna go with 6:13. You're gonna go with
I'm gonna go with 7-Eleven.
No, don't. I haven't put laid hands or anything. I just guessed.
I'm gonna go with 7-Eleven. I'm gonna go with me.
We'll see you soon.
Alright. Mom, any first words?
Kiana, I love you. We've been waiting for you. I'm gonna want to cry. I love you, baby. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to kiss you. Can't wait to hold you. You were supposed to be here yesterday. But we're taking you today because we've been wanting you forever.
Yeah.
I love you.
Jerica?
Kiana, your only black auntie, girl, we in there, like somewhere. I'm excited.
They were clawing shut. So
Yes, Kiana.
yeah, let it go.
Okay.
What's 23 backwards? Sneeze.
Oh, stop.
Alright. Yep, that's us. I'm already crying. I'll try not to cry in there. Love you. See you later in a minute.
Oh. They rolled me in there first. I'm getting nervous. I'm like, where's my boyfriend? Go get him already. I guess they had to set me up and like, you know, prep me first before they let him in. And eventually they let him in and sat down. I was like, you have the camera ready. So all I remember is them laying me down. They had like, I was numb. I can't move. Like they had to like blow up the mattress and take the mattress and like slide me to the surgery table and then deflate the mattress, blah blah blah. And then I was shivering so much that they had to tie me down, so my hands were like this. And they didn't have the surgical lights on yet, right? So I could see the reflection of my stomach, and I was so nervous that I was gonna be able to see myself, like, you know, like, ugh. And so luckily, I couldn't see anything. I don't remember that. And I didn't feel any cutting. I thought I felt at the end, honestly, but I don't know. I might have been just tripping. But yeah, so one thing led to another. I hear the nurse saying, like, you should get your camera ready. He was like, oh, okay, because I guess my boyfriend thought, like, it was going to take a while. But no, as soon as, like, he took off the lens of the camera, like the baby was out and he was taking photos, and all I hear is wow, wow.
There you go. Oh, you're so cute.
She's good. She's coming back.
It's alright, Kiana. You're doing just fine. It's good. Alright. Okay.
Put a diaper on, Daddy.
Okay.
I started crying and like, oh my god, it was such a surreal experience. Like I felt tugging and pulling and like blah blah blah. And then I realized that they were like, I don't know, I heard conversation. Like I kind of saw the doctors look away from me a little bit, and next thing you know, the two students had to be taken away because one of them fainted, and so they had her jacket over her, and I was like, really? Like, just distractions. Like, you're distracting my surgery here. Like, hurry up and stitch me up so I can hold my baby. Like, it was what I was like thinking in my head, and like I was trying to tell him I feel cold, like feel shivery, and my boyfriend was like, oh my god, she's here, the baby's here. My boyfriend was like covering me, and like I was like, go, like attend to the baby, like take pictures of her, like be with her, whatever. And I could see in the corner of my eye, like he's holding her hand, like, and she's like grasping his hand, and he's all excited and all happy, and like it was just such an amazing moment. And yeah, and so then they finally sewed me up. They got me to the table, or they got me back to the bed thing that they were gonna wheel me in to back to the room. And they gave me her, and I just like was crying, and I was...
Congratulations, me. You're a mom.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
I was just like, I had so many emotions. But yeah, and that's what happened. Surgery, I was in so much pain, like to go pee, C-section. For any moms out there who's gone through the C-section, like, kudos to you. You are so strong. I've never felt so much respect for myself ever than after going through that. And I just thank God, and I just thank my family. I thank my boyfriend. He was such a big support. Like, he took care of me. A funny thing is that because they had to give me pain medication, you know, and whatnot. And I think I was just so sleep deprived and so out of it that like, or I woke up like on the second day after giving birth. Me and my boyfriend were sleeping. Family had just visited the night prior, including my niece, who she's a baby. She was born 2 or 3 weeks before Kiana. And so we had 2 babies in that room, right, mind you. And later on, or the next day when I woke up in such a panic, and I threw the pillow at my boyfriend. I was like, where's the other baby? Where's the other baby? And then he was like, what other baby? There's only one baby. And then I was like, the other baby. Speaking of. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. What are you doing?
I'm recording.
Oh, hello.
Hello. I'm recording the birth story.
Oh, gosh.
As I was saying. So, I woke up and I threw the pillow at him. And I was all like, where's the other baby? And he was tripping out. He was like, what other baby? And I was like, he said, no, there's no other baby. There's only Kiana. Like, there's only one baby. And I was like, oh. And I was like, started crying. Like, I felt so not there. Like, I felt so mentally drained. But yeah, that was a funny story. I think I covered everything. It's getting dark already. That's why. Sorry about the lighting. But yeah, that's basically the story. And now I have my baby girl. And thank God for our family to help us. Like, it was such a not rough, but it was a challenging week. It's getting a little easier as, you know, I just kind of figure out my role and being a mother and my boyfriend, him being a dad. It's just a beautiful, like, thing to witness, us growing and us becoming parents, like being comfortable being parents, and everyone, like grandparents acting like grandparents, and then aunties, uncles. I don't know. Family just feels full and feels fulfilled, and whatnot. And Valentine, my doggy right here, my firstborn. She's such a good dog to her. She's a big sister, huh? Auntie Val. Auntie Val. Yeah, she's pretty protective. When she cries, like, or she hears a noise, like, she'll be all protective of us. And yeah. But yeah. Anyways. So that is my birth story. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please click the like button. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notification bell. So you guys know when I upload next. I'm glad you guys finally got to meet my daughter, Kiana. And I can't wait to post more videos and document the rest of this journey as much as I can and whatnot. And yeah. Thank you guys for watching. And until next time, peace.